Welcome to the Wally Show Aftercast, all the stuff we did not get to during the course of the show today. We were talking about it earlier. Betty Rock had said, hey, if you, the internet did not find that Phillies Karen lady and destroy her like the internet normally does. I think it found her pretty good, and it definitely tried to regulate her and shame her and things like that. But yeah, did they actually find, some people when they get found, they lose their job and all that.
Well, like the Jobotron Coldplay people.
Oh yeah, that was a mess.
I mean, it was only 2 hours, I think, and TikTok people had tracked them down. But why haven't they been able to track down the Phillies lady?
Because she was just, in my mind at least, that first one was somebody having a moment of immorality,
Sure.
like true immorality. This one, you're just like, don't be that way.
Yeah, you had a bad day.
This felt like she got her slap on the wrist, and now we can move on.
This one didn't deserve undoing her life
No.
like some other people. And actually, the dad, had said that in one of the interviews recently. He said, please don't do anything to this lady. Leave it alone. Somebody knows her and can talk to her. That's different. But I don't want people breaking into their house and stuff like that. The internet already messed her up pretty good. Jeez. So the dad, who had the right to be mad, is okay. Again, I always try to go back to that person that was directly transgressed against. And if they're okay, then we don't have to be offended for them. We can be like, all right, release it. Just release it. Release it into the air.
You've always been that way.
You know what? Thank you for seeing me.
Yeah, I'm seeing you.
We have had quite the conversation off the air today about therapy and things like that. We did 2 breaks on it in the regular podcast in the early part of it. So if you've listened to the regular podcast, you've already heard that. But yeah, we've had all kind of different discussions and philosophies. And I really do, Betty Lou. I enjoy the time that we talk about this stuff. Mm-hmm. It doesn't necessarily change my mind about thinking that I need therapy, because I don't think that I do. I don't think that I can benefit from that, because I don't think I'm this broken, messed up thing.
Do you think it's 0% chance of benefit?
Yeah. I think that it's one of those things if Betty, okay, let me ask you this, because as someone who's never been to said therapy, I think the benefit for me would be getting something off my chest and just having somebody have to listen to it. Because sometimes when you verbalize it, or for you, when you write something, you release it and you feel good. So I could see just talking through something, you actually do feel better. But when I don't think I would be the guy that was okay, now, when you get really upset, I'm going to need you to go sit in the grass and ground yourself and then say, hamala, shamala, hamala, shamala, and things like that, the crazy, weird psychiatrist stuff, non-Christian psychiatrist stuff. I don't think I could ever benefit from that. But
I don't think grounding yourself is non-Christian.
Have you grounded yourself?
Yeah.
It feels weird to me.
We're getting off topic, though.
No, we're not.
What was your question?
I don't know. We're just talking about therapy a little bit more. No, I don't think that's off topic. So wait, you've gone out and sat in the grass?
No, it doesn't have to look like that.
That's what they say.
You speak
that's what they say.
You have so much information.
Google it. It's a thing. Grounding. You go sit in the grass.
Grounding,
or at least put your
can be done
anywhere.
Yeah.
But hear me. You're saying, I want you to hear me.
Things.
Grounding does not have to involve grass.
But when they pitch it to you, a lot of therapists pitch it as going outside, sitting, or...
I've heard people say touch grass. Yeah, for sure, but there are other methods to it.
I think that's the you and the earth grounding.
Yeah, that's you.
That's on I think these are 2 separate things.
I think you hold on to the crazy to justify the decision.
Well, people do that. 2 people do that with God all the time.
That's true. So you could ground yourself right here and right now. All you have to do is
close your eyes and say shamalama.
No, you really sink yourself into your seat, like you're in your chair, okay? And then it was something like you think of one. You smell 2 things, or you notice 2 things. Notice 1 thing you can smell, 3 things you can see. It's all about senses, and then 2 you can feel. So
anger.
No, not emotional. physical.
Yeah.
So you can feel
Something tactile.
Your jeans. You
Right.
can feel the wall, Gavin. You can feel your beard. Okay. So that's grounding. It's taking you from your brain spiraling into the next thing.
Yeah.
Grounding just means putting you back into the present.
Yes. Like getting yourself back into grounded. Yeah, I get it.
Instead of spiraling.
Sure.
You know,
Okay.
when you have those conversations in your head of like, they're out to get me,
Yeah.
they're trying to kill me,
What if?
or they want my job, and having those hypothetical conversations in your head, and you've already seen it and you're ready to light the match.
Right.
That's when you need to ground yourself.
There
What
is
if-
also grounding, which is also known as earthing,
Yeah.
which is the practice of reconnecting to the earth. So
Ugh.
That's something different.
That's crazy.
That's on a different level.
That's different.
So what if,
I do.
let me throw this out there. What if one person, as you say, spiraling, having all those conversations in your head, getting fed up with something, getting angry about something, what if that is one person's way of grounding? Like that's how they get that out. They get it out of their system. So now I'm good. And I take my breath and I move forward.
Would you say that when you speak out loud your fears, that it helps you feel better?
When I yell my fears, yes.
It makes you feel better?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's
If-
just like turning the volume up on external processing.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you go and you journal and you write something down and you write all the thoughts in your head and the ways people hurt you or the ways that you feel when they said something to you, you write that down. It's the exact same thing as when I'm verbally like spouting off about something. It does the same thing for me that the journaling does for you. Mine's just audible and louder for people to hear.
Well, and I think that another difference is when it comes to journaling, that's more internal work,
Right.
and I'm not having expectations on anyone. Whereas I feel like, and you were even saying this, that you and Marty were in the car and someone almost ran y'all
Yeah.
off the road, and Marty was justifying that guy's actions.
Yeah, she was
instead of
mad at
yours.
me for my reaction.
I think when you yell your fears,
Yeah.
like you're saying, and you get them off your chest and it helps you feel better, you have expectations of how that other person you're yelling your fears to should react.
Right.
Whereas that's unfair. You can't expect the same energy from someone else. You have to take ownership of how you feel in the
Right.
situation.
But-
you can't expect someone else to get just as passionate with you or just as mad. Whereas with journaling, that's all internal. That's between me and God.
Sure.
I can write it down and no one else has to know, and they can move on with their lives and I can move on with mine.
Is it fair to think that somebody that you love maybe doesn't have to match your energy, but should once in a great while take your side?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. See, that's it. That's all. That was my whole point. Like, because what happened was
But that's a different topic.
yeah.
than
What happened?
therapy.
Right. What happened was this guy ran us off the road. I got mad and yelled about him running us off the road. I didn't flip him off. I just yelled because I was pissed. I was scared because I had to get my car back on the road. And my wife turned on me because she didn't like the level of anger that she saw it in my face. I saw red, but I didn't speed up and tailgate him and try to run him off the road. Like I didn't road rage, but she felt scared, like it was going to escalate to that. And so, but when she then, in essence, felt like she was taking his side, that made me mad. That made me worse than this idiot cutting me off. Because he's whatever. He's going to do what he's going to do. He's selfish, whatever. He's a jerk. But this is somebody.
He's nobody.
He's
to
nobody
you.
to me. Nobody to me. But this is somebody that I love with my life and would give my life for. And when that person then gets mad at me, instead of just, now again, don't have to match the energy, but go, man, that guy was a jerk. Why would he do that? Versus going, I don't like how you reacted to that. Oh, really? You don't? Like, come on, man.
I think y'all experienced the same situation and you both felt fear, but fear over different things.
Yes.
So for you, the fear was
Dying.
dying and lack of control.
Right.
She should have
The
been
fear
afraid
for
of.
her was
My lack of control.
yes, fear of dying and your lack of control because you're the one behind the wheel. If you lose control, if
Right.
she says, yes, you should be angry. I can't believe that guy. How does she not know you're going to
Right.
just escalate even further and it's going to go even worse?
But I told Betty off the air, I said, it would not have escalated because if she was like,
Does
that
she
guy
know
is a
that,
jerk.
though?
Yeah, I've told her this stuff before. I said, I would have breathed and been like, oh my gosh, thank you. And it would have been funny then. I would have given her a high five. Because I've told her, because she's a 9, and she's a 9 like you. And 9s are the worst people on the planet for an 8.
You're just wired like that.
Yeah.
They can be the best and the worst. They're the worst if you expect more out of them.
Yes.
As in reaction.
Right.
You expect from her and from me an anger reaction.
But like,
no, I don't actually.
What do you expect?
But it should be a 2 in that moment. It should have instantly been a 2v1.
There you go. Yes.
It shouldn't have gone from 1v1 to your next 1v1 with your wife.
Yes. 2v1 is how it should 100%.
Team.
Like if
what does V mean?
Versus 2 versus 1.
That's sports.
Good sports and get video games. If the roles had been reversed and somebody came like cut her off and she was yelling at him, I would have been like, let's go, let's get him. Like I am 100% on your side. I saw the transgression and I'm gonna like somebody.
So you're saying you need a woman,
yes,
to be your hype man.
Yes, somebody could come to me, or Marty could come to me. You could come to me and say somebody like was really really mean to me today, and I am so unbelievably hurt. I'm so angry. And I would go, where are they? What did they say? Give me some information. I'm going to handle this. And I'm gone. Like,
and you're great at that.
I won't ask many questions beyond that.
You don't need to know any information.
No, I don't need any more details. All I need to know is that somebody hurt you, and I'm going to go end them.
Yeah.
You know, and so like, but for Marty.
You're an 8, and
right.
You're great at that.
But for Marty, she wants to see all the sides, and she wants to find out what happened and analyze it, and then take the other person's side. Like, I've had that happen with situations at work, not you, but like bosses.
But one could say, back to that situation between you and Marty, you always say, well, it's the way God wired me.
Sure.
She could use that same thing. It's the way God wired me. And you can't
argue
nothing.
that. I know.
So she's going to look for both sides.
What I can do, and this is probably the work on me to do, is like say, okay, and I've had this conversation with her. I've told her, you know, I mean, we've been married for 33 years, so we're pretty gut level honest with each other, even now more so than in the past, like when we were younger. But I've told her straight up, I said, look, there are times, just like when you don't need me to fix your problem, you just need to hear it. There are times I just need you to go, I'm on your side. Like, I don't need you to see every side of the argument, especially in the argument. It's like when somebody loses a kid and then they're like, and you go up to them and you go, God has a plan. Is that true? Yes, God has a plan. Do they need to hear that in that moment? Absolutely not. Worst thing you can do. Same thing with Marty in a situation like that. All I needed from her was, that guy's an idiot. He almost killed us. I thank you for driving well and protecting us. And I'm instantly de-escalated because now I'm focused on her. And I'm focused on her and I being on the same page. And like, that was crazy, right? And then we re-talk about it, but it's not a let's go get that guy, you know? And so I think that's how I process that situation all in a split second. And she sees things differently. And so I've had to tell her, I've had conversation, and I've told her, I've said, like the other day, we were in the house about something, and she said she took the other side of something again. And I just calmly said, okay, look, you've just taken the other side of something because I even think I said it's because it's how you're wired. You're a 9, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like too many times, your first reaction, your gut reaction, is to play the devil's advocate and take the other side. That is getting old for me, you know. And so I've had that conversation with her.
Yeah. So instead, when something like that happens, instead of what she did do, which was something like, honey, calm down.
Right. It was more than that.
Okay.
What is wrong with you? She's yelling at me.
Okay. Instead,
that's tough.
Yeah.
You need her to say, honey, I need you to calm down. I am on your side. That guy was crazy, but you're scaring me, and I need you to calm down.
Because I don't ever want to put her in a place where she's scared. You know, like that. I don't want that. When you bring it to that human element and that thing that's beyond all of that, and now it's like I'm scaring or hurting the woman that I've loved faithfully for 33 years. That is a whole nother ballgame. Like that is when you say that to me and you say, man, that guy was a jerk, but I got to tell you, I'm a little freaked out right now, and you're scaring me, And I go, okay, that's fine. I don't want to ever scare you. That's fine. Let me tell you why I'm mad.
Okay.
Let me talk about it. Maybe I should. You know what? Let's just go to the therapist.
Once again, it could all be solved, but yet she has to be your therapist, or I have to be your therapist.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you're going to keep doing this, I expect a copay.
Yeah, I do. It's
$20
Dunkin'
a
Fridays.
day.
It's Dunkin' Fridays is your copay.
I don't even care about Dunkin'.
Dunkin' Fridays.
That's not fair.
Let's hear from Gavin.
Yeah, Gavin.
Here, because Gavin is like, I didn't know that Gavin had been also doing therapy. Like, I expect women to be in therapy. Like, it's not a.
Wow,
It's tough.
I'm sorry, Gavin.
I see it differently. Like with women, because they love to talk about things anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's in that DNA. It's like, fine, go do that. But for guys, I think it's different. Like, so what was it? Because you had a rough year.
Yeah.
Your year, you guys literally almost died in a car accident. And then Bennett had 2 health scares. You had a lot going on.
Yeah.
So what was it that was like, 2 things. 1, what was it that made you go, okay, I'm going to go and talk to somebody? And 2, I want to hear from you what you think you get out of it. Because you're already like a calm person.
Yeah, 100%. There were a lot of instances because I started doing it, I think I started doing it earlier this year. Like it was sometime in the realm of March, April-ish range that I started going.
Are you once a week? Are you once every other week?
I haven't gone for like a couple months now.
Okay,
just because it went through a season and it's like, okay, I think we're good now.
That's what I talked about earlier in the show on the regular thing with Betty. Was I said I like how she does therapy. She goes when she needs that, and then she lives her life and takes what she learns and goes, and then every once in a while something will rear its head, and you're like, okay, I'm going to go get a tune-up, if you will.
Yeah.
Like that versus being, I'm in therapy 3 times a week, and I can't get fixed. And I know there are people like that. There are people that have such deep-seated hurt and pain that's going to take that. But I think there are a lot of people that just don't process things well, or they like the attention. They like saying I'm in therapy. And so they'll keep themselves in therapy forever so they can just say, my therapist said at a party. Like, I think there's a group of people that do a small segment of people that do that.
Sure.
They love the attention of it.
Sure.
I
can't stand that. That's my mentality is I'm like, if you didn't know I went,
right.
that's good.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the point. Because you're like, oh, you're just a well-maintained person. So what do you think that you have gotten from it then?
I think that I had gotten to a place where I truly did. I always knew like what had happened last year, like, and I knew that was bad. But there were instances where something would truly like set me off in a way that something would just be going wrong on a given night, and I would personally. I would have like panic attacks over them. And it was one of those things where I'm like, I know that these are things that have been either taken care of, have gotten better. And so it got to a point where knowing all that and still not being able to manage it was super weird. Like I just, in my head, I'm like, I shouldn't be reacting like this.
It's interesting how like everybody processes things differently. Like you process the things that go wrong as it manifests in you as a panic attack. Me, it manifests as I'm mad.
Yeah.
Betty, it manifests as passive aggressive. And no. How do you think that's?
That's true. Nines are classic passive aggressive.
Yeah.
I'm an expert at it.
Yeah.
I think for me it was just because it's somebody through our church that just like offers it to people to like get together. It's not even. I mean, he is a Christian counselor, but it's not something I pay for or anything in that regard. So
sweet, that's even better.
It's weird that it's not working, and I'm not paying.
I know. Get what you don't pay for.
Exactly. It's primarily somebody to sit down with and present a lot of information to, and say like, is there a better way to handle this?
Right.
Is there a better way to perceive this? Am I perceiving this wrong?
Get to the root of it.
Like a mentor almost.
Yeah, it feels like
that
it's
feels
akin to
different
that.
than therapy. Like it would be like me having a conversation with Pastor Chad, who used to work here, and we're still friends. And I felt like I could tell Chad stuff just kind of guy to guy, and And so it's not it's not him trying to be a counselor for me, but it was him and I both just talking about like our lives and just as a friend. But there is value in that. Like it does. I see value in that, and I could see how that would transfer into like a counseling type session. I could not do a counseling session with a woman because I would not want her to fall in love with me. And I know that would happen.
I wish you could hear my eyes rolling. Let's go to Chatty. Chatty knows all of the expertise. I said, how is anxiety shown in an Enneagram 8? Because Wally says he does not. You said, I don't have anxiety.
I don't. I have fear.
Right.
But anxiety and fear are two different things.
Okay.
So she's setting me up.
So it said anxiety shows up differently in each Enneagram type, and for an 8, the challenger, it often looks unique because they don't usually identify as being quote unquote anxious.
Of course.
Instead, their anxiety
hides. Well, you walked me right into this.
Instead, hear me out.
Yeah.
Instead,
no, I know where you're going.
Their anxiety hides behind intensity, control, or protective behaviors.
Sure.
Here's how it can show up. 8s often feel safest when they're in charge of themselves, their environment, and even other people. Anxiety may show up as needing to stay on top of everything, over-preparing or trying to control outcomes, distrust of others' motives, fear that they'll be blindsided or betrayed. Anger as a mask. 8s can struggle to sit with vulnerability. When anxious, they may react with irritability, bluntness, or anger, lash out rather than admit they're scared or uncertain.
Sure.
Use intensity as a shield so others won't see weakness. Instead of freezing when anxious, 8s often push harder, become busier, more forceful, or more confrontational, feeling an inner pressure that they must act or fix the situation, having difficulty resting because stillness can make the anxiety louder. Physical symptoms: tension in shoulders.
Oh, both of them.
Jaw or gut.
Absolutely.
Trouble sleeping.
Yeah. No, I sleep good.
Quickened pace of speech, movements, or decision making.
Shaking right now.
The deeper root. At their core, 8s fear being controlled, harmed, or betrayed.
Yes.
Anxiety often arises when they feel they're losing power or independence.
Absolutely.
Someone else is setting the rules. They sense vulnerability they can't protect themselves against.
I agree with everything you just read. I agree, and I embody all of that stuff because I know that, like, I have insecurities, I have fears, I have all of that. I think there's a different level, and it's out of, honestly, my respect for the term anxiety for people that truly suffer with anxiety. I think anxiety is different from being anxious. I think you can be anxious about something, and it's this one thing, and you're anxious in that moment about that. And it causes all of those reactions that you're talking about. Anxiety to me is the bigger, more life-encompassing thing that it doesn't take a break. It's or when it does, its breaks are very short, and it's about multiple things. You know, most of my anxiousness comes from not being able to control situations, whether that's at work or whether I'll be anxious about not being able to control like my family life. Like I want the best for my family and things happen to Haley that I can't control and I get uptight about it. When her life is good, my life is good. You know, when my wife's life is good, I'm good. You know, even if I got other things falling apart in my life, if they're good, it makes a big portion of me good.
So I said to ChatG, I said the 8 in my life says there's a difference between anxiety and fear.
And it says, of course, that's what he'd say. Yeah, it's anxiety.
He says he doesn't have anxiety and doesn't need a therapist. Yeah. I disagree. That's all I said.
Got it.
And it said that makes a lot of sense, and you're picking up on something important. Many Enneagram 8s resist the idea of quote-unquote anxiety because of how they define it.
Right.
And because of how they want to see themselves.
Yeah.
So let me break it down. Fear versus anxiety, how 8s may see it. Fear feels concrete. There's a clear threat.
Yeah.
That person betrayed me. That situation isn't safe. 8s can understand and respect fear because it gives them something to fight.
Yeah.
Anxiety feels more vague and soft, an inner restlessness or worry about what if. For an 8, this can sound like weakness, vulnerability, or being out of control. things they try to avoid. So your 8 might reject the word anxiety because it feels like labeling themselves as fragile.
Right.
They prefer to frame things in terms of strength and action. So why 8s resist therapy? Therapy, I need help, which clashes with their
Right.
self-image of
I
independence
don't
and
need help.
toughness.
Right.
They often believe if I can power through, why bring in a stranger to talk about it? Vulnerability with the therapist feels risky. Will this person try to control me or see me as weak? What you're noticing and why you're probably right. I didn't say that. That's what chat said. Even if he doesn't call it anxiety, what you might be seeing is hypervigilance, always scanning for betrayal or loss of control, explosiveness, anger triggered by small things because of underlying unease.
Oh, yeah.
Overwork or overcontrol, can't relax without feeling unsafe. Difficulty sitting with vulnerability, avoid emotions by staying intense.
Yeah.
These are all classic signs of anxiety in an 8, but they'd rather name it drive, stress, pressure, or even fear because those feel stronger and more acceptable.
It's funny because of those feel stronger. And you know why that is? Because of what we've let anxiety look like in this country. Because we've turned anxiety into and this is the weakness part of it. People that, to me, like, I'm so anxious. It's like the Gen Z whining about everything and they can't cope. And I need a mental break so that I can process the rest of my day and all of that nonsense. Because of how people have manifested that dysfunction, that disease, whatever you want to call it, anxiety, because of how they have chosen to portray it.
Yes.
It makes people like me resist it.
Right.
Because I'm not that. I'm not that person that can't function until this happens. I'm not a snowflake, you know?
Right.
And so for me, I don't want to be lumped in to that, group of people at all.
So it said, would you like me to help you give you some phrases on approaches that speak in 8-friendly language so you can encourage openness? And I said, yes, please.
You need to not have ChatGPT in your life.
I love this so much. This is why I pay $20 a month. Okay.
She gets her worth.
It said, instead of you have anxiety, I need to tell you, you carry a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And it must be heavy always being that strong.
Yeah, 100%. It's you're playing to the
ego.
mindset, the ego of somebody like, I couldn't function like you function. It's too hard. And like, yeah, of course, anyone's be like, thank you. You see me.
And then you're going to think I am the weak link.
Yes, and that's what all 8s want is everyone around them to seem weaker.
See, that's my problem.
Yeah.
Instead of you need therapy, try you deserve a place where you don't have to be on guard all the time.
It's home. No, it was.
Instead of you worry too much, try I notice you're always alert, ready for the next hit. That's got to be exhausting.
Yeah, and I hate that you're surrounded by people that want to attack you. Add that.
Framing therapy in their language. It's a tool, not a crutch. It's like training with a coach. You already have the strength. It's just making you sharper.
I wouldn't buy that one.
Soft invitation versus push. I know you don't call it anxiety, and that's fine. But don't you ever get tired of carrying so much?
I do.
You've been through a lot. You shouldn't have to muscle through it all alone.
Thank you, Rock. This is helping me so much.
I wonder what it would feel like to not always be in fight mode.
Yeah, I do too, actually. I wonder what that would be like.
The key is to speak to his strength,
Yes.
acknowledge his toughness, but gently suggest that even the strongest deserve rest, support, and tools. That way, you're not trying to change who he is. You're showing him he doesn't always have to carry the weight alone.
There you go.
Do you feel better?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's great.
I'm not going to do it.
No. We've come full circle.
Okay, can I get to my story?
No, because it's 28.
Oh, come on. Mine was good. Well, I'm doing
Was it good? Do it tomorrow.
Fine.
Do it tomorrow. You're ahead of the game for tomorrow.
Okay. We'll both forget, and I'll probably
No.
end up doing another story,
We'll write it down. We'll write it down.
Okay.
Because we got a meeting that we have to go to now anyway. So, all right. Any birthdays?
Nope.
Okay, then we don't have to worry about that or that or that. And so with that and all of this, hopefully you got some therapy points out of this and you feel better about your life. If at least you feel better, like you're a better person than me. And so that will make you feel good. And that's going to have to do it for our Aftercast. And as always, thanks for being a potty.
Growing up in poverty has never been easy for children, but with the added challenges of the pandemic, conflict, and natural disasters, families around the world are facing an unprecedented food crisis. Unfortunately, those who are already hungry are now even more desperate. But by sponsoring a child through compassion, you can help provide life-sustaining essentials such as food and clean water. And with your compassionate support, that child can not only survive, but also flourish. You can find out how and choose a child to sponsor when you click on the compassion banner at wayfm.com.